kill.
Hello guys, I'm so excited because today I just received my new MOZA MBooster pedals. Wait a minute. No idea why I always mix them up. And the crazy thing is, I did not just buy one or two. No, I got three, all three, and the MBooster extension plate. And today I'm going to tell you why and how this in the world can even make sense. My name is Mark and I'm your teacher today. Welcome to the SimEvolved classroom. I'm going to answer all your questions related to the MBooster pedals today. I hope, MOZA, you listen closely because I'm going to tell you things other creators won't tell you. Take your notes and do your homework. Now let's jump right into the first question. Yuki.
How's the packaging and quality?
Really, Yuki? Nobody cares about the packaging. But if you really want to know, box, PS5, ooh, nice bag, and some nice stickers. When it comes to the build quality, it really gives you the high-end feeling you would expect from an $800 product. It's really heavy and built like a tank. Alright, let's answer the next question. Kimmy?
Are they plug and play or paint to mount on a real sim rig?
Good question, Kimmy. Let me tell you a few things I wish I knew before I mounted them the first time on my rig. First of all, make sure that you plug in the cables before you start mounting the pedals on the base plate, because otherwise you will have not any chance to plug in the cables anymore because the pedals will be too close to each other. I had to learn this the hard way. Now let's come to the second issue. It's a minor one, but it's good to note. The end of the base plate will not have enough holes to mount all three MBoosters next to each other. You really have to leave out the outer holes of the base plate extension, because otherwise the MBoosters will not fit next to each other on the base plate. Okay, next one, Charles.
Is the ABS feedback actually any better than with the Simagic haptic shakers?
Oh, absolutely. Let's jump into the car now and I will explain you the difference. Alright, on the left side you can see the MOZA Pit House software and my gas, clutch and brake inputs. And on the right side you see the new MBooster pedals. If you look at the dash, you can see as soon as the ABS gets activated it will flash with red lights. And if traction control gets activated it will flash with blue lights. If you move towards a corner like the next one and push the MBooster brake pedal, you can really feel how strongly the active motors work against your foot. It is not just a steady force, it depends how fast you move and how hard you push the brake pedal. This actually feels really close like in a real car and is no comparison to the Simagic haptic shakers, because this really helps you to modulate the brake pedal and find the perfect amount of brake you have to apply to get through the corner without losing control. Okay, let's check if it feels any different if I turn down the ABS to level 1. Yeah, it seems to come a little bit lighter now. Which makes sense because it's supposed to work with telemetry of the game. You can really feel a bigger force applied to your foot when ABS is turned up in regards when it's turned down. Where the MBoosters also stand out is the noise level. If you compare them with the Simagic haptic shakers, they are a lot more silent. Let me show you how loud the haptic shakers can be in practice now. Okay, and now let's see what happens if you turn down the ABS in the game completely. And now comes the weird part. Even if you turn down the ABS completely in game, you will still feel some kind of weird ABS effect in the brake pedal. There seems to be some kind of artificial ABS which levels up the higher brake pressure you apply to the pedal. Feels really weird to me. The only thing you can do to remove this is actively deactivating the ABS in the MOZA software, and only then it's totally gone in-game. But it's not recognizing if you turned it off in-game, at least not in Assetto Corsa, and then it should also be gone. So MOZA, take your notes here, make your homework and add this to the software. Alright, next one, Lando.
What can I do to support your channel?
I'm not going to ask you to subscribe or like this video because I know if you're cool, you already did it.
Is it any good as a throttle?
Okay, let me explain that to you. In terms of customizability, yes, that's great. You can dial it in exactly how you want it to feel for different cars, for F1, GT3 and so on and so on. But in terms of the effects, unfortunately no, at least not at the moment. Maybe later if MOZA updates their software, but if I compare it to the Haptic shakers from Simagic at the moment and what you can do with them in SimHub, it's no match at all. Now let me explain you why. Let's check the throttle now. Traction control in-game is set to maximum. We have wet surface, so normally it should kick in pretty strong. Yeah, now I'm feeling something. Little vibration. Try it again. Yeah, it's vibrating all the time. Now it's off. Okay. Let's go to the grass. Yeah, it comes back in as soon as I'm on the road. Yeah, it's basically a subtle vibration where you feel, okay, something traction control-y is going on here, but it's not like that's a real support for you to prevent your tires to slip. Maybe a little bit, but now you see it's vibrating the whole corner, and still you can fully be on the gas without feeling too much. Let's turn it down a little bit now. Yeah, now it's kicking in. Okay. Yeah. Now it's a lot more precise. Okay. Let's look at the next corner. Okay. Now I didn't get the feedback, or it came a little bit too late. No, also no feedback. So it's not really helping too much if you ask me. Yeah, you can feel there's a little bit going on, but not more than with the normal Haptic shakers. So a real traction control feeling where you got the feeling how our tires are going to slip when the TC is activated, you're not having here. Now TC is turned to 0 in the game. Now I'm having TC all the time. As soon as now, yeah, all the time. So you really have to turn it off in the MOZA software, or it's not being turned off in the game as well. So this is something where MOZA can really improve the software a little bit. Now when I turned it off in the MOZA software, it also is off in the game. But it's not enough to just turn it off in game, because you still will receive some vibration feedback there.
But what effects will you get from SimHub that you won't receive from the MOZA Pit House software?
Very good question, Oliver. So now comes the elephant in the room. Not every game is fully supported yet by the MOZA software. I'm going to show you what happens if I put you in a game which has not fully supported telemetry and how this turns out in practice. In this case, I took F1 2024. The problem here is, when you go through the list from MOZA, you see that traction control and ABS is not supported here, but wheel lock is supported. So let's see what this means in practice. Traction control and ABS to me in F1 isn't important at all, because I do put it off anyway. But what this means is that you really get no feedback through your MBooster pedals here, even if it's activated in the software. Nothing happens here. So if you compare that to the Simagic haptic shakers, for instance, you will get a lot of more useful feedback here through the haptic shakers than feedback that is available to the MBoosters here. So MOZA, please take a note now and do your homework and add those effects to your software, or go in cooperation with SimHub and enable your pedals. Okay, let's jump to SimHub now, and I'm going to show you what you're currently missing out. So if you go to devices and add new device, look for pedals, you will see that you can add Simagic, SimNet, and also SimEvolved Active Pedals Pro, which is a huge selling point to me, because here you can apply all those effects from SimHub, which aren't available now in the MOZA software for the moment. So let's look at the effects. So when we go through the effects here, the most important effects that I am personally missing at the moment at the MOZA software is the wheel slip and traction loss effect, as well as the gear shift effect, because it's nice if you have a little punch in the pedals when you shift your gears, but also road impacts and road vibration, road rumbles, those effects where you can really feel the street, the tarmac, as well as when you hit rumble strips, you can feel your pedals, a little vibration, and you can really, you can steer how hard or subtle you want to feel those little effects in the pedals. I know a lot of people say less is more, and that's true, but you can really steer an M here like you want it, and this levels up the immersion greatly, if you ask me. MOZA, maybe you can look into that and add those effects also to MOZA MBooster software and Pit House. It would be amazing. It would be also amazing if you would add a custom game mode to the software, where you can add games that are not currently supported by Telemetry, but where you can add like customized effects or add thresholds for those kind of effects to really get some life into the pedals, even if they aren't supported by Telemetry now. That would be a really huge selling point. If you ask me, for the moment, I'm kind of missing a lot of those effects here. So I'm really thinking about adding my haptic shakers to the pedals to get like the ultimate product. Maybe I'm going to do that in the future. Or actually, probably I'm going to do that, at least until MOZA is going to update the Pit House software or is going to be integrated with SimHub, just because for me it is important to have the ultimate immersive feeling, and I want to have the ability to add all those effects to the extension I prefer for all the games.
But what does this mean in practice?
Have a close look now on the haptic shakers as well as on the MBoosters, because what I'm going to show you now is basically how they react. I set in SimHub the haptic shakers to a very extended level, so you can see in the video hopefully how they shake, and you also can see, or I will tell you that in the MBoosters nothing will happen in the same moment. So let's try it here. I give full throttle, first gear. Let's see what happens. Nothing. So basically in the MBoosters I feel only the engine vibration when I'm braking. Wheel lock kicks in really late. So I can, every time I hit the gas too much and the tires are slipping, you can see that the haptic shakers are reacting to that. So this is really helpful in a corner like this, to get the feedback and see how far I can go. Now I am doing it with my ears, because I don't have the feedback in the pedals yet. So MOZA, please add this to your pedals. Same as with braking. So when I'm braking and lock the wheels, it doesn't lock the wheels now because ABS is activated. But this is also a point. If you need to drive with ABS or traction control in F1, you won't receive the feedback from the MBoosters here, but you would receive them from the haptic shakers. So now let's turn it off. So ABS is off, traction control is off now. And now, yeah, it's really difficult because you don't get any feedback from the MBoosters when your rear tires are spinning. And as you see from the haptic shaker, you would receive feedback here. Let's look at the braking. So now I'm going to lock the brakes. Okay, I get the feedback for the wheels lock from the MBoosters now. Let's see if it comes at the same time as the haptic shakers. It comes a little bit later. So let's try it again. Yeah, it's around half a second later, the feedback I receive here from the MBoosters. So maybe that's due to telemetry forwarding. I have to check that later if this is the case. But it seems like the haptic shakers are reacting tiny bit quicker than the MBooster pedal in regards of this effect. Yeah, I mean, when you go into software, you can add that brake threshold point for the MBoosters. You can find that here. I've deactivated it because it doesn't make any sense for me while driving. But yeah, it can make sense to you if you're trying to, find the perfect sweet spots to train your muscle memory. But to me, I don't need this feature. The wheel lockup is really helpful, of course, but yeah, we would need a lot more effects here. Either please add the pedals to SimHub so we can make use of all these great effects, or add them to your own software to really have the pedals becoming so great as they deserve to be. Okay, next one, Charles.
Doesn't make any sense to buy the clutch pedal?
Okay, now I'm going to show you how to set up the clutch. Let's move to the clutch here. Basically, what I did as a basic setup is I set a nice little curve here, and right there. So what you're trying to do is like you're trying to match this curve with the rev level of your car. So basically, if you bring a curve like this into your clutch pedal, then it feels like a realistic clutch, but now you have to also apply the bite point, and that comes right before this area here. Right here the vibration is starting, and zap, you're in the gear and out of the gear. So this is where you want to have this vibration for the bite point. And in game you need to look if this matches the car. So let's put in first gear now, giving a little bit of gas, and then look at the curve and what happens with the car. As soon as I'm reaching this bite point where the vibration starts, this matches now the rev level of my car when the gear is coming in. So let's try it again. There we go. And this is exactly how you want to have it. In terms of clutch and starting, this is a big help to actually perfectly identify the area where the clutch is going to bite and where not. And this area is different in each car. So if you drive another car, you can have another bite point, and then you basically just need to adapt. Oh, let's take the Mustang now. Okay, you see, I just put on the Mustang, and I got a totally different curve now. So it wouldn't work for this car as good anymore. And you can set the level of the bite point here, so you can basically lower it down so it comes later when you release the clutch pedal, or if you level this point up, then it comes earlier. So this enables you to really play with each car and align this, which is really cool, especially if you like shifting manually or if you like drifting. This is a huge help. So coming to the effects tab here, This is also something, I mean, you can apply engine vibration. I like to apply a little bit of engine vibration so the pedal feels alive. Traction control, that doesn't really make too much sense for me at the clutch pedal. And of course the bite point, which is the most important. I will share my settings with you afterwards, and so you can load them in for each and every car if you want. This is something what I found work out really nice. But of course, yeah, compared to all the effects you can apply in SimHub, this is lacking a lot of several effects that would be possible to also apply here, like road texture, surface, and so on and so on. We will go into that in detail. And but for the bite point itself, it's really nice. I mean, the clutch pedal definitely shines with this curve. You can apply it for each car and make it differently for rally, sports car, GT3, F1, which is to me basically the selling point for this pedal.
So why didn't you just buy the brake and clutch then?
Here comes one more major issue I noticed when I tried to buy those pedals. Basically the purchasing trap that forced my hand. You can buy the CRP2 clutch separately, but to me it was clear I wanted to have that MBooster clutch because of the customizability. That was just blowing my mind. But the problem is you cannot buy a single CRP2 gas pedal standalone. You can only buy it as a set, and then you basically have your braking pedal lying around, or you can buy an MBooster and the clutch, but you don't have the opportunity to buy the CRP2 pedal. And if you buy the set, then you have the plate and the brake lying around. So that's a major downside if you ask me. So if you want the ultimate brake, the perfect clutch, and you need a gas pedal, you're almost financially cornered into buying the free MBoosters, because the alternative leaves you with a redundant load cell brake you don't need. But the true reason, my reason why this triple setup is the ultimate gear upgrade that has nothing to do with racing, it's also about flight. Because I'm running a hybrid system here, which I'm not only using for racing, but also for flight sims. And I'm using my gas and clutch pedal as rudder pedals in flight sims. And I want them to feel exactly the same, and I want them to be customizable. And this is what can be achieved with the MOZA Pit House software. Only downside is for the moment, those pedals aren't basically recognized in the flight sims yet in regards of telemetry. So it's just the feeling you will set up from the start. But maybe this comes in the future MOZA. That would be a great upgrade if you also bring telemetry from flight sims to those pedals. Because for people who won't have like two different sets for racing and flight sim and just want to do the same with one set of pedals, that would be a great addition.
So how do you use them as rudder pedals?
So in my case, with all the free MBoosters, I can make the gas pedal feel exactly the same like the clutch pedal. I can instantly load a Cessna profile or a heavy airliner profile with its own unique damping and friction. All in the software, no screwdriver, no wasted time. That's instant seamless transition from race to flight. It's just single best selling point for me, and this is why I decided to buy all three MBooster pedals. The only off-turner is that it's not supported in the software yet, so you can't save pedal setups for different planes in Flight Sim because Flight Sim is not recognized in the software yet. I hope it comes in the future because this would really evolve the I hope this will come in the future because this will really boost up the overall experience with the MBooster pedals to another level. Alright, let's jump into the Flight Sim now. When I want to switch to Flight Sim, currently you need to go into a manual profile. I set up a few here because I do also like to use these pedals for Flight Sim as rudder pedals. So for the clutch, I go for flight pedal left. For the throttle, I go for flight pedal right. And then I use the middle pedal, the brake pedal, also in the flight sim, as a brake pedal. Make it a little bit lighter, so you don't need to take too much pressure. So I have the possibility to use my rudders, but also brake in the same moment with the heel-toe technique. So this is pretty cool, and I won't need extra pedals for my rudders this way. Let's go into the flight sim and I show you how this works in practice. The only downside here is that when you go into menu, you only have the racing games here in the MOZA Pit House software. Of course, there's also the MOZA cockpit software, but this is not supporting the MBooster pedals, so you will not get any telemetry out of flight sim games yet with the MOZA MBoosters. Please, MOZA, take a note here and add this also to the MOZA cockpit software or add flight sim games here into Pit House, because that would be really amazing to also have telemetry for the flight sim pedals. This is a point where you can apply effects like rudder, touchdown effects, turbulences, and so on and so on. So you can also feel that in the pedals. You can do that a little bit with the SimHub effects now, but not yet with any effects from the MOZA software. So please note that and apply that to your software. Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm taking a Cessna and I'm starting and landing on the airport in Rio de Janeiro to show you how I work the rudder pedals with the MBoosters. You can see how my setup looks like in flight. I do have my throttle here, helicopter collective, and the cool thing with the MOZA IB9, you can switch between 8-shifter and flight sim base, which is amazing. And this is also the normal position for an 8-shifter. If I want to go rally, I just do my sequencer shifter here. Works perfectly fine, if you ask me. So what I did here, I basically set the clutch and the throttle pretty much the same, so they feel exactly the same here, and I eased up the brake, so very little pressure needs to be applied here. That makes it easier for me to use that heel and toe technique for the brake. Mostly when you're landing, you will probably only need one rudder pedal anyway, because of side winds or effects like that. Okay, so when I'm hitting the gas, losing the brakes, I can use these rudder pedals normally to turn left and right. I can use the brake to slow the plane down again. You can see that here. So now let's start. Apply some flaps. And there we go. So let's take a curve. Try to land here. Okay. And brake. Yeah, not my best landing, but you get the idea. And for the taxi, I can still use them normally. There we go. Helicopter is basically the same. You can use the right pedal for the right rudder, left pedal for the left rudder, and works pretty nice.
So is it really worth it to pay $800 for each pedal?
Now let me share my final thoughts. Should you buy 1, 2 or 3 MBooster pedals? One MBooster For the brake, of course, it's absolutely sufficient if you're a dedicated brake and go racer. In Assetto Corsa Competizione or other simulation games, this is the highest performance dollar return you will get. And also if you compare it to the SimUcube alternative, you can almost get like 3 MBoosters for the same price, like a SimUcube Ultimate. So this is a major selling point if you ask me. I would recommend to get 2 MBoosters, the brake and the clutch, of course, because the clutch is just amazing. Ideal if you love manual driving and shifting and need that perfect adjustable clutch bite point, or if you love drifting or vintage cars, it's just amazing. And yeah, this takes you to the problem, where do I get like the throttle pedal? Yeah, this is where I decided to buy 3 MBoosters. The premium price is justified only if you're like a hybrid enthusiast like I am. If you want the ability to switch profiles instantly and convert them into the ultimate customizable rudder pedals, because this is unmatched, or just if you drive different series of cars frequently, like if you always like to switch between sports cars, GT3, F1, rally like I do, and you want them to feel differently without taking a screwdriver in your hand all the time. If you have focus on immersion, want the perfect feedback, yeah, then this is the way to go. And this is what I can honestly recommend to do here. But still, MOZA have to do a lot of work in regards of the software optimization and adding more effects. Then this set of pedals could be like the perfect set of pedals on the market, at least for the price. So that's my verdict, and I hope this deep dive helped you to decide if this investment makes any sense for your sim rig. If it did, please hit the like button, subscribe for more deep dive gear analysis, and let me know in the comments, are you getting 1, 2 or 3 MBoosters? I see you in the next one.